Yo, what is going on, guys? It's your boy Rex here, and in this video I will be showing you how to approach Brawlhalla as a beginner. If you're a beginner at Brawlhalla or you never played before, or you're new to the game and you're not diamond yet, this will be the perfect video for you. I'm just going to be showcasing what worked for me and what I wish I told myself back when I started this game 8,000 hours ago now. So yeah, let's get into it. Okay, so firstly, this is really important. Now, before we get into any of the movement things or anything like that, the attacks and all that, your character is the single most important thing that you choose when you're playing Brawlhalla, because that is the character you're going to be spending time on and learning about when you're playing Brawlhalla. So there are obviously different kind of characters that benefit different kind of playstyles. I'm not going to tell you what character would fit you, but I am going to say that you ideally should be going through each character when you can. Now, obviously, when you are new to Brawlhalla, it doesn't show here, but these exclamation marks are the ones that are in free rotation, I think. So what you want to be doing is, when you're new to the game, you do want to be playing each character and just feeling for the stuff, you know. You can obviously watch the guides and all that kind of stuff to see what characters are doing well in the tier list and all that, but the best sort of bet is pick what you think is cool. And obviously I picked Sir Roland many moons ago. But I will let you know that I actually did main Baraza first. Obviously, I got my Scarlet really high, my Ulgrims really high. But this took time. Like, I had to figure out what I liked playing, you know. And obviously, you'll fall into one of two categories. Somebody who likes to be aggressive or passive. And you'll figure that out, you know. Like, you've just got to play the game. But a lot of people like copying off GD Sandstorm or like copying Kosalix and going Scarlet, let's say. And that's totally fine. You can copy the pros, because at the end of the day, if you feel good on a character, you're likely going to want to play the character. So that is just my advice for picking a character. Okay, so I'm not going to make this video really long, because I understand that obviously as a beginner you want to be getting into the game, you want to be playing a lot. But I am going to go over what I would recommend you guys to do if you were new to the game and you want to be optimal in terms of your practice. So you want to be going into training mode like we're in now, and when you go into settings here, you want to be turning these on. And ideally, item spawning off, it doesn't matter, it's just annoying. But you want to be practicing your movement over anything, you know? Like, this is the most important thing that you can be doing for yourself in this game. So, as you can see here, as a beginner, you're likely to move around like this, you know, very slow. It looks like you're in space. And that's completely fine. You can just play the game, you know, however you want. But the most optimal way is learning how to move efficiently. Now, when you jump, if you hold down, you can fast fall like this. You can fall a lot faster than usual. And that is optimal because, again, it's way easier. Like, well, this is a dash, but as you can see, it's just a lot nicer. You have more control over your moves. You see? So what you want to do is you want to practice this. Jump up, hold down. And honestly, this will change your muscle memory a lot for the best. You don't want to be jumping like this like you're on the Artemis 2 mission, you know what I mean? Like, you actually want to be moving quite fluently like this. Then once you got that down, you need to realize that there is something called a dash. As you can see, you can dash forward, dash back. However, you can dash jump. Now, again, these are things that you want to be practicing. You just want to get in the training mode and just abuse these things until you're really fluent with it. But with the dash jump, you basically jump and dash at the same time, like this. You see? The dash jump. This is like a second language to me now. I don't even think when I'm doing it, but that's where you want to be. You know, you want to be at the point where you're doing it without even thinking. Because ideally, you want to be playing in Brawlhalla and looking at it like a chess game rather than a game where you're thinking about your mechanics. You know, so practice the dash jump. But then once you got the hang of this and you can just do this, I probably shouldn't have picked small Brawlhalla even. But you want to be doing dash jump fast falls, so like this, you see? So that way, you're optimally getting across the stage really fast. And immediately then you look like a plat player already, you know? Like, you're moving around fluently. If I played against somebody that would be doing this, I would be terrified. They know what they're doing. So once you get the hang of that, the best thing to do, and I used to do this myself, but put some music on and just dash around. You know, dash around to the music. Feel the funk. You used to be able to dash back like this. Oh, you can still do it. I actually didn't realize. But, you know, you can just do this until you get really familiar with it. You can't snap dash anymore, though, so You can't really do this as much as you used to be able to. But just practice this, you know? So yeah, once you get the hang of that, then we get juicy. You know, you can do this, you can get to the other part of the stage. If a weapon comes down and you want the weapon, you know, you can dash towards the weapon and get it. It's just really, really nice to do things faster, you know? So, yeah. But anyways, now we'll talk about attacks, because this is the other thing. You can move around in Brawlhalla, but you can't win games if you don't hit your opponent. And it's a very, very important thing to understand what you should be practicing and what you shouldn't be practicing. Now, I'm not really going to go through every character because that would be really stupid of me. But I am going to say that you want to be searching up your guides for the weapons. So let's say you pick Sir Roland, let's say. I have a Sir Roland guide somewhere on my channel, but basically, I don't know why these hitboxes on weapons now, that's weird. But what you want to be doing is practicing the bread and butter true combos. And as a beginner, if you get the true combos down, you're going to be able to build damage fast, you know? So Lance, let's say, for example, side like there, you know? You want to be getting this true every time, like this. If it isn't true, I'll show you what it looks like. It'll say dodge window 4 or dodge window something. That means that your opponent can dodge out of it. So look, if it's not true, which that is true. I've done it too many times where it's hard for me not to do it true. But you see there, that wasn't true because the purple writing came up. So that's why it's important to have these on, so you can see that. Now, let me kill this guy. What you want to do is practice these on your characters to the point of where you won't mess up, because this is the single-handed most important thing that you want to be learning on your characters. Obviously on sword, you have like stuff like this, plenty. This is not a weapons guide, but I'm just telling you guys, look up your true combos on your weapons, look up your weapon guides, run through those combos over and over again until you get them true. Once they become true, then you're already a way better Brawlhalla player. You can move, you can hit, and that is the beginner things out the way. Obviously, there's things like dodges that I haven't covered yet. So like, there's something called a chase dodge. So when you hit your opponent, you can actually spam a dodge. Watch this. In any direction. So right up, or you could go like right, oh, left, sorry. And this is good because if you incorporate chase dodges, you can obviously pressure your opponent into doing moves that they don't want to do. So for example, like if I do that, you can go behind him and do something, you know? Like, it's always useful to incorporate chase dodges. A good use, you know, like if you want to get some height, or you want to... The more you play Brawlhalla, you'll understand when you want to be using these kind of things. But, yeah, just notice that you have chase dodges. You can do this. Like, obviously that was bad. But, like, you see there? That's something that I like to do. It can be good for edge guarding. It can be good for pretty much anything, to be honest. But chase dodging is a way to dodge, and you should get used to it. Another thing, I'm trying not to go into the advanced stuff because it's very easy to talk about really good things to do. But spot dodges. You can turn a spot dodge into a move if you do it fast enough. So look, if I spot dodge and then do a move, it's a gravity cancel. Now, this is always good. If you want to do something like this, look. You see, if you want to activate your move before you hit the ground, it really can surprise your opponent. Another good thing that I like to do, spot dodge sig. Another great way to incorporate the gravity cancel. But yeah, these are all little things that I want you guys to be practicing. Just go in training mode, you know, practice them. Another thing that I'm going to give you, again, this is all value that I'm giving you guys to subscribe if you like what you're hearing, but is a slide charge sig. So like, for example, if my opponent's recovering back to stage like this, I can slide a sig off stage, and this is the best one I'm rolling, like you slide it. So you hold a sig whilst dashing off. So you use the dash that you've learned and charge a sig at the same time. Now, it doesn't necessarily work for every character. I'm trying to find an example. Okay, it does work for most characters, but you want to test it. You can also do a reverse slide charge. So like if I look the other way, like this, you can cover the stage wall. And this is just another thing that will separate you from the beginners. If you learn these kind of things, you are going to be hitting a lot of people and killing a lot of people off stage. So it's really, really important. Now, I'm trying to think what else do we have? Recovering back to stage. Another very, very important thing. And honestly, a beginner guide is very hard to do a really short video without it actually being shit. So I'm going to make this video relatively long, to be honest, because there's so many things to cover. But another really, really important thing is recovering back to stage. Now, as a beginner, you aren't going to be great at this, but you want to be practicing and understanding your entire toolkit. Because once you understand this, you will never have to really think about it doing it again. It's something that sort of comes second hand. But let me give you an example. So if I'm off stage and I've got all my moves, I can recover, jump, jump, dodge. So you have 1 recovery, 2 jumps, and a dodge. However, you can recover. It's a bit like maths. So like, let's say you only use 1 jump. You can recover twice then. You see? It's hard to explain, but essentially if you don't jump, your recovery can act as a jump. So look, 1, 2, 3. You can do 1, 2, 3 instead of jumping. So you can switch this up. When you're recovering back to stage, you can do 1, boom, boom. You can surprise your opponent. You can do 1, 2, recover. You can do recover, 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 dodge. Oh, I didn't do it there, but you can switch up, and your dodge always comes back. So like, for example, it's let's see, it's really important that you learn your specific weapon recoveries too. But like Lance, for example, I get hit off stage, I can recover like this, I can recover again, recover. Okay, I must have jumped, but you get the point. So I look a bit of an idiot, but essentially if you walk off stage, recover, 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 dodge. You see? Now, what you want to notice is you see these them water things that come on me when I'm like about to fail, like here. If I have a dodge left, it still doesn't do that. But them water things, them sweating things, mean that obviously that I have no options left. So it's a good telltale whether you are fucked or not, essentially. But for example, Rocket Lance, you can come back and you can Sare, you know. You can change up, like the recovery on Rocket Lance can last ages. You can dare, you can recover, Sare, jump, like it's beautiful. You have so many options. With characters like, let's see, there you go. When you have like gauntlets, you can obviously Sare back, you know, that's a good option. And you just want to be practicing how to get back to stage regardless, you know, because you are going to get hit off stage a lot. So you want to be wary of how you get back to stage, because a lot of the times I see beginners obviously get hit off stage and they'll do something like this and they'll just die. They can't get back. And that's what separates a really good player from a beginner, is how you recover back to stage, honestly. It's a massive, massive thing. It's like you got to know your character too, because like with Val, you can be off stage and you can do something like, never mind, you can use the SIGs to your advantage to get back to stage. So like, you see? That just recovered me immediately. So look at your character. Look at like sort of what abilities it can do with the SIGs to get you back to stage. Because there's a lot. There is genuinely a lot. I'll give you another example right now if I can find it. Yumiko. Another really annoying one. I don't want to create a generation of players doing this because it is annoying. But a lot of Yumiko players, what they'll do is they'll GC side SIG. You see how I incorporated the gravity cancel and the side SIG? It can get you back to stage 2, which is broken. But like this, you know, you can use your SIGs, and you want to be switching up your recovery. I mean, I know this is a beginner video, but basically, let's look at it like this. If you're constantly switching up how you recover back to stage, your opponent is going to be completely unaware on how you're going to get back to stage, and they can't predict you as well. At the end of the day, it's a chess match in pixels, you know? Like, you want to be making your opponent guess what you're doing. It's super, super important. But yeah, you can use GC side SIG. Look, I touched, you know, like it's really good to recover, and each character has their own. Some of them don't, some of them do. You want to figure that out. Okay, so just to add quickly onto all of that, you also want to be learning your kill options. Like I did say the true combos, but your kill options are also going to be your best friend. So for example, some characters actually don't really have kill options. Like any Lance character doesn't really have it. In fact, you don't have a kill option on Lance. You just have to Lance. You know what I mean? But like characters like Barraza who have blasters, you have, let's damage them a bit. You got to know what damage these work at. Because obviously different maps like Small Brawlhalla will kill a lot faster. But you have D-Light Recovery. Let's try and get this first time. Let's move my mouse out of the way. D-Light Recovery. See, I had a dodge for him there, but that is a true combo if you do it right. Now, what you can do is to practice this is you can set your character's damage. So if you go into bot settings here, set him to like, this is where you can find out if it kills or if it doesn't, but set him to like 150, damage reset, well, let's see, position reset. And every single time you try, so like, so I fucked up there, I'm not the greatest. See, that was true. And you can just try again. I don't play blasters, boys, I'm a lanceman, so don't bully me. But see, every single time, you can practice it. Fucked up there a little bit. Fucked up there a little bit. Let's just get it one more time. There you go. And you can practice that until you get it right, you know, because what you want to be doing is when you get given that chance to kill your opponent, you don't want to mess up like this. You want to be doing it every... See, boys, I tried to play that off then. You want to be doing it every time. See, dodge window there. I'm not a blasters main, so that's my excuse, but... There you go, dodge window there. And you want to do it till you're perfect. I mean, this is a good practice for me. Let's see. There you go, perfect. And that will make sure you can finish your stocks a lot faster. Now, a good thing they've added is at the top here, you can see 150 on your opponent. You can actually activate the... I don't know if this is on default for everybody, but if you can see the damage here, the damage numbers, you can learn when it doesn't work. So let's see if it works on 140. 140 it kills, so let's go to 130. And what you can do is you can sort of track what your opponent's on and when you should be going for things. On this map, it's very useful because you can kill really early. Obviously, if it's on 130. I don't know if it'll kill now. Let's see. Still killed. Wow. Let's see again. Oh my god, this kills on orange? What? Let's see. Right. So, 120 is the number, I think. Let's see. Let me do it again. Wait, that is disgusting. Why is it killing on orange? What? I didn't even know that, but there you go. That's something new. What this can mean is obviously you can play around. Like, if you know you're going to get... I don't know, actually. In tournament, let's say, like, you want this map. And you play Brawlhalla, or you play Blasters, then you know when you get this map, you can kill on that. And obviously, that's your advantage over your opponent. I didn't even know that, so I would be like, what, you killed on orange? But it's important to know these things, you know? You want to be a step ahead of your opponent in knowledge, so know the damage numbers, know when you can't kill. Like, there'll be another character that doesn't kill here. Let's see. Let's see. Wait, I don't want the bot to be... Let's see. Dusk. Dusk is a bad one. Ember. Let's just go like bow. A good kill option is that. But that doesn't kill like Blasters kills. So I think that kills on like 150, let's say. 160. That doesn't even kill. You see, Blasters is crazy because it goes up. Let's see. This should kill now. There you go. So that's 170, let's say. But you can also practice your kill options this way, you know? Like, it's really good to just... practice over and over until you never miss like that. You want to be getting it every time. And trust me, guys, the thousands and thousands of hours I've played this game, you don't want to be missing your true kill options, because when you do, you're likely to die. You know what I mean? Like, or likely to not win a match because you've missed. So super, super, super important there. Okay, so another thing, obviously it falls into the beginner guide and it is pretty important. I'm not going to spend ages on it. Look at my... Look at what I do. I actually use my keyboard only. I don't use a mouse, because if you use a mouse, guys, it looks like you're a beginner. So a beginner guide to get out of being a beginner is using keyboard only or controller. But these are my keyboard settings if any of you want to do it. I have it all on one keyboard. I just feel like, I don't know if there's any science behind this, but if your hands are all connected, like next to each other on the keyboard, your reactions are just nicer. I feel like with a mouse, you just look like a beginner. And it's preference, but everybody uses keyboard. If you're a keyboard player, you pretty much only use keyboard, you know? So here's that. But what I'd recommend is, instead of just going straight into ranked, what you can do, obviously people have ranked anxiety. I'd say that's bollocks. I used to be scared of ranked. Get yourself in ranked. You know what I mean? That's the ultimate way you're really going to test like your skill. And also that's the ultimate way you're going to learn. But another thing you can do is, if you don't know what character you do want to play, go in unranked 1v1. You know, mess around on some characters. I'd do it right now, but it'd kill the video. But like, if you like the look of a character, this guy looks like Uguay, I'd jump into unranked 1v1, play around with him a little bit, and obviously I'd see if I like him or not. And once you've picked a character and you've been through all of these, jump into ranked. Easy as that. I would recommend getting a skin for your character if you do like somebody, because then you can actually enjoy playing the character a lot more. Unfortunately, Brawlhalla is free to play, but it is skin to win type shit, you know? Like, you want to be looking at your character like, yo, that guy's drippy, you know what I'm saying? So it's super, super important. Now, I guess the final tip I'm going to give you guys, because this is a beginner guide, I'm not trying to get into the advanced stuff, but this is pretty much everything you need to really know. A little thing to add is when you've played your rank game, you can go into the main menu here on replays, and as you can see, this was my last match, but you can go into this and sort of pick apart where you went wrong. And not a lot of people talk about this because it is quite gate kept, obviously, but the obvious thing to do is look when you get hit. So like, let's see, when do I get hit? There, you can analyze why did I get hit. So here did really nice. Why, like here I obviously just missed, but I came back in. You see how I like turned back into stage? That could be the reason. I don't know. Maybe I could have just gone off stage. I don't know. But you can look at why you got hit, and you can also look at why you died. So let's see. I actually won this game, but let's see here. Your character head, that's when you died. So you can see why you died. And it's really good to analyze. And it's kind of like chess. When you've played a game, you go into the analyze and you see where you went wrong. Let's see. Okay, I went for a GC down sig. Didn't work. Let's see. That was bad. He baited that out. You see, that just led to my death. Well, that did actually. That was actually pretty worse. But here, I know he's going to go for side air. I should have been more precautious. Probably should have gone lower, maybe. I don't know. Blasters, it's quite hard to recover against, but you can learn. You can learn. And obviously this way, you're not playing the game brainlessly. You're actually learning what you're doing wrong. I never really do this. And to be honest, I should if I wanted to get better. But it's a really, really good way of learning where you're going wrong. Like, it really is. And as a beginner, you're going to be doing so many things wrong. So look at why you're dying, you know, and just tell yourself subconsciously, right, this is why I died. And it'll add up in your head and you'll obviously get better. So, yeah. Another thing too is, real quick, look and watch pros or really good players on YouTube on your character. If you do that, you will obviously pick up things that they do, like little tech things that they do with their character that you can incorporate. So an example of this is obviously if you watch Kosalix for Scarlet, you'll learn that he does a slide charge D-Sig on Scarlet Hammer, in which I'll show you. But if you watch like Sandstorm, you'll pick up Modex things. If you watch Boomy or like OG Boomy, you'll pick up like the Diana stuff he used to do. But for example here, like the example I'll give you is if you watch Kosalix as a prime example, because he's my homie, you'll see that this is a great kill option on Scarlet, you know, and you might not have done this otherwise, but if your opponent's recovering back to stage, let's try and show you an example. Let's see if he gets back. You see here, I could have slide charged him when he was recovering. And again, you'll only do this from watching pros. Like, you won't instinctively realize that that's a good thing to do unless you watch the pros, because if they're showing you them killing other good players by doing it, you can absolutely maul beginners doing it, you know. So super, super important one there. And the last thing I'll say is enter community tournaments. So I don't know where this is because I don't do it myself, but if you go on esports tournaments here, register for everything that you can that obviously is in your region. So for example, EU here has got one coming up. That's quite nice. There's a prize pool too, but come on boys, don't play for the money yet. Community tournaments, you want to register in all of these. You know, you want that tournament experience. If you really want to get better, then I recommend that. But if you're a beginner, do it as well. Get your ass beat, you know, like you'll learn so much from it. But anyways, yeah, that's pretty much everything for the beginner guide. It wasn't really in depth or anything crazy like that. I'm just giving you guys my knowledge that I wish I told myself. But yeah, if you guys like the video, subscribe, comment down below what you want to see next. And it's been your boy Rexy. Peace.